Plaintiff, Edwin Blama Sr., is a process server, and he claims his line of work is extremely dangerous. Edwin claims after he served the defendant with legal papers, the defendant became enraged and kicked Edwin's car. So he's suing for the damages. Defendant Frank Gaskin says Edwin doesn't know how to talk to people, and that's why he gets himself into dangerous situations. Frank says after he got into an argument with Edwin, he was arrested in front of his children. So he's countersuing for emotional distress.
Start with you.
I moved to the United States 15 years ago from West Africa, Liberia, and because of the war and because of the hardship, I moved over here to make a good life for my family and I. However, I enjoy doing my work.
When was Liberia founded? In late 1800s?
1847.
1847.
Correct, by free slaves
by
from the
free
United
slaves
States.
from the United States.
Right. And since I moved here, I've been a process server for the last 13 years, and I enjoy doing my job very well. I've seen it all. I've gone through all.
I'm sure.
Sometimes I take the
Give me
good time.
the most compelling or odd situation where you went to serve somebody.
It happened in 2003. I went to serve this guy in a city, and he pulled a gun on me.
He pulled a gun?
And he threatened to kill me. And he told me if I turned around, he was going to send me back to Africa in a box. He was sent to Santa Rita for 6 months for what he did to me. He assaulted me, slapped me. Yeah, he did a lot of things to me. And yeah, I was car ready to prove it. He hit me on my head with a gun. So
that's because you don't know how to talk to people.
So that's the response you believe is reasonable when someone doesn't know how to talk to the other, they get pistol whipped? That's a reasonable response?
People should treat everybody with respect.
No, but you said the reason he was pistol whipped is because he didn't know how to talk to people, and that's why I'm asking you. You think that's a reasonable response?
That's not what I said, Your Honor.
Well, I heard what you said.
Your Honor, he responded about getting beat up.
And the way he was beaten was with a pistol. Did you hear that part?
Yeah, I heard that part.
Okay, so you think that's a reasonable response? Because that's why you're getting sued. That's a reasonable response to somebody that thinks like you, based on whatever action you take. They get sued. Now, tell me what happened with this gentleman.
Your Honor, to come to him, Mr. Gaskin, I went to his door. The screen was closed, but his front door was open. And he was in there, and I knocked at the door, and I said, hello. And he said, who's that? And I said, I'm looking for Frank Gaskin. And he said, I'm Frank Gaskin. So I said, oh, sir, I got some documents for you. Right away, he blew off and threw the S-bomb at me. So I said, oh, this is not a good day. So I said, okay. So I said, okay, sir. He said, get from my door, get off my property. So I said, okay, sir, I'm going to leave, but I'm going to leave the people right at the door. You've been served. That was my word to him.
Go ahead.
When I turned my back to go, he came to the door and started, he got madder than before. So I said, oh, let me get to my car quick. So I walked to my car fast as I could, and he was behind me. At the same time, throwing insult, he got out of the house. He even came across the street to my car where my car was parked. I got in it quick, and I routed the engine. Before I could pull out, I heard a loud bang on my car. So I went about 40 to 50 feet ahead, and I stopped. And I got out. I turned around. I said, did you just kick my car? He said, yes, I did. What do you want to do about it? And he raised his hand. He came coming towards me. So I got in my car, and I believe he lived on a dead-end street. When I turned around to come back, there Mr. Gaskin standing in the middle of the road. Okay? Standing in the middle of the road. Wouldn't let me go. I said, sir, get off the road and let me go. And there he is banging on my hood and telling me to get out. So I said, get from before my car and let me go. And he's there flipping me in the bird with his 2 fingers, 2 hands.
You're a good man.
Okay? So I said, the only way I will get out of here, except I call the police. So it seems that no, he knew I was on the line with the police. Yeah. No, I left. He left. Later on, he decided to leave.
Police never came.
No, police never came at the time.
Did you file a report later?
Yeah.
Okay, let me
left.
stop you and let him speak now.
Okay.
I'm glad you did not react as some folks would. You did it the right way. Called the police. Some folks would have run him over. Go ahead. Sir, let me hear from you.
Your Honor, let me give you a little bit of background. I'm sitting down in my house, minding my own business, on my own time off, watching TV, and I heard this banging on the door. And I said, "Who is it?" He said his name. I don't recall at the time what his name was, but I know his name is Edwin Balma. And I go, "What do you want?" He goes, "I'm serving you paper." I go, and I said, "Get that off my property. This is my property. You're not allowed here. You're trespassing." And he said something sarcastic. Now I got mad. I jumped up off my seat watching TV. I go out to my front door. There's papers on my front porch. And now I'm even more mad because he didn't even serve me. He just left papers on my front porch. And I said something again.
You told him to get off your porch.
But he didn't serve me. My position was, I never got served. That was my position.
Because you threatened him. Go ahead.
I said something to him again, and he said something sarcastic, and I don't recall what was said or wasn't said, but, he said a lot right now. So I went out to his car, and I kicked his car door. He goes and takes off, and like 20, 30 minutes later, I hear banging at my door again. I got a real thick metal screen door. It's like a security door. When people knock, it's loud, and it irritates me. So
the cops should get a different door, sir.
It's security.
People are probably going to knock on your door from time to time.
But the police came to my house. They identified who they were. They called me outside my house, asked me what happened, and I told them. He tried to serve me some papers. It got heated discussion back and forth. He said something to me, and I got mad and I kicked his door. Then I got arrested. They took me to jail, and that's why I'm countersuing, because I get arrested in front of my kids at home. At that time, my daughter was 11, my son was 13. They take my shoes from me. They have my son get another pair of shoes. I just got the shoes back a month ago. I was there for about an hour and a half. I get a hold of my wife. My wife's all hysterical on the phone. I start walking to the house because she's trying to get home to find out what's going on with the kids because she don't know what's going on. I go to court in January, and I got documents I'd like to submit, Your Honor. These are statements from the police report that was taken.
Let's see it.
I don't feel like I owe him any money because him and the police both took statements that it was the right side of the vehicle.
Were you charged, sir?
Yeah, I was charged with vandalism.
And what was the conclusion of
the conclusion, Your Honor? I went to the district attorney. I told him I want to get this behind me. What can I do to get this case resolved? They says, plead guilty. They'll give me a $200 fine and restitution, which I'll be on probation for 1 year. Court probation. I said, fine. I got the documentations for that. And at the time, he said, the young man never said there was any damages or any monetary restitution. They're looking for me, which is right here highlighted. I was charged for vandalism.
I know, and you pled guilty to it.
Vandalism, yes.
Right, and the reason you get charged vandalism is because of some damage.
No, but you don't hear what I'm saying.
I heard exactly what you said.
He never told the courts or anybody there was any monetary damage.
Well, then you shouldn't have pled guilty.
I pled no contest, which I was found not guilty.
Which is essentially guilty, sir. It just doesn't go on the record as a guilty
Your Honor, I got
plea.
one more piece.
Because you were sentenced, weren't you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why do you think you were sentenced?
Look, I'm not going to get an argument. I got one more piece of evidence.
I know you're not getting an argument. I'm not him. I know you're not. Because I heard what happens when you get in an argument, and you ain't doing none of that today, baby. I promise you that. Believe that. You ain't kicking nothing in here. Yes, sir.
The police report stated it was the right side. He's got some auto body plates saying everything was from the left front bumper to the left rear bumper. So I believe this guy's committing fraud.
Is that driver's side or passenger side? Let's deal with that.
The side was kicked was the passenger side. The court was just submitted
documents. That's the side you kicked?
The passenger side.
All right. And you were convicted for doing that. You were sentenced, let's say that.
Your Honor.
Answer a question. Were you sentenced for vandalism?
Yes, I was, Your Honor.
As a result of kicking his car?
Yes, I was, Your Honor.
Okay. I don't know what part you failed to understand. $1,353.
Thank you,
Have
Your
a good
Honor.
day.
Thank you very much.
Judgment for the plaintiff. Yours is dismissed.
I just want to let Frank know that we as process servers, we are your friend, my brother. We only come to bring piece of paper to you to let you know what is ahead of you.
I know you got a job, and I apologize for overreacting. We all got jobs to do here.
You're welcome, sir.